Okay, you guys, for this example of taking a short trade off of a shorter time frame, I just want to show you this. This is off the 15-minute chart, as you can see right here. All I'm going to do is just constantly drag and drop different pairs in, and you'll see the change in the pairs right here. But what you're looking for is, and this is around 8:20 a.m. on the 18th. And so right about now, it's going to be hidden prior to about the half-hour mark or whatever before the Frankfurt market closes, which is the market that closes right before the London. London closes an hour after that, which is around 10 a.m. Central Time, 11 a.m. Eastern. So what I'm doing is I'm just simply dragging and dropping. As you can see here, was a great setup right here. But this wasn't during that time. But you can see this was good for a couple of pips right here. So this is really for those who just want to get in and get out. That was 47 pips off the 15 right there. Here goes a nice one right here. Even though it wasn't during our time, this was more of the London session. And this is the Euro Swiss. So some of you guys were already in that pair, like myself, during the 15-minute one. So during a London session, as you can see, it really works as well. Or during the U.S. Right now, it's during the U.S. session, so there's no way for me to actually see an example just yet. But as you can see, the triples came in, and that was a nice drop for 48 pips. Okay, and basically all we're doing is we're just looking for shorter time frames. For those who want to do this, just to do a get in and get out. That's why we call it the now and later. If you want to take some trades for the longer sessions, meaning that you're looking for a setup on the 1 hour, the 30-minute, 1 hour, and potential fall for the 4 hour for a long distance trade for a couple hundred pips, then you can stick with that too. But if you just want to get in and get out, what I recommend is take a look at the 15, but then verify it on the 30-minute. And here's the 30-minute, which clearly showed also the same setup as well. You can go to the 1 hour, and sometimes these are the best ones to take, because if you can catch it on the 15 and you got confirmation on 2 time frames afterwards, that makes it even better for confirmation for a short little drop. Or if in this case you want to hold it for the long haul, because as you can see on the 15 it dropped, it bounced back, but as you can see it's telling you that for the long haul it's going to go down. So if you wanted to, you could have easily just took this little 15, wait for it to pull back and hop back in and go for the long haul. This would be a perfect example of what we call a now later. Get some now. If it bounces off the line and you want to take your profit and come back later after you see it pulls back up a bit, then go back down again, then more than happy, go ahead and do your thing. Let me see something here. Because oftentimes when we're taking trades off the 30-minute and 1 hour, it just requires patience, because on the 15, yeah, it dropped already, and then we're just waiting for this, and we just hop in and we wait, and it goes in the direction it needs to. But for those who want to just say, hey, I want a little something now, and I'll come back later on, then this would be a perfect method. So you're basically taking the same exact ideology of what we've been doing, nothing different, and that's the whole point. I want to keep everything simple. We're doing nothing different than what we've been doing, except for we're just converting it on a shorter time frame. So basically what you're doing is you're looking for the 15-minute setup, same exact thing. So if you look there, that's the triples. Right here you have the Uncle Pappy. See, everything is exactly the same, except for you're doing it off the 15-minute, looking for confirmation off the 30-minute, and hopefully some directional support, even though this came in late, but you still see there was directional support on the 1 hour. That's the exact same thing that we're doing. If I was to take this off the 1 hour right here, looking on, off the 30-minute, looking at the 1 hour, there we go, see? And this is a demo account, but I'm already in this trade for the long haul, and the 4 hour, see, bounced off the channels. So it's exactly the same exact thing. So I don't want anybody getting confused about, oh, is this all these new things? Because I know there's a lot of chatter in the room about a whole lot of different methods and this and that. I don't want anybody getting confused, because at the end of the day, this is what price will do. It only goes in 2 directions. It goes up or it goes down. Okay, so to keep it real simple, this is the 15-minute. As you can see, we have a confirmation on the Uncle Pappy. Here we have the triple arrows, and we have a confirmation right there. Okay, and then we jump to 1 time frame above, which is the 30. And as you can see, it was confirming it. We check it. And there we are. Same exact thing. Okay? Same exact thing. Now, right here to right here. Again, that was about 42 good pips. Okay? That one don't have the lines. But there we go. Okay? So that was pretty good. Not bad at all for a quick little run. And if we go back to the 15-minute, you could have called it at the top of the channels and just moved your stop, your take profit to around where the bottom of the channels are. Or you could simply put it for 20 pips or so, 20 to 30 pips. Okay, 20 to 30 pips. And you can find these are happen quite often in the London and US session. You can find these quite often. So you can actually just take, if you just want to do this only and just wait until about the hour to an hour and a half after the market opens for London and New York, hour to an hour and a half after the markets open, then what you could do is simply take these trades. And what's neat about it is because you just simply put your stop loss above the big arrow on the 15. If you want to have a little more comfort, then you will put it above the 30. But that's pretty much it. So your risk is really low to your reward, as you can see. So if we was to take a look at this one here, your stop loss would have been here. So if your entry was right about here, your stop loss was there. That's only what, 9 or 10 pips. Okay, 9 or 10 pips. But you would have made 20 pips at least. But this one ran for how many pips? 49 pips. Okay, so 10 pips to 49 pips. Not a bad risk reward ratio. Okay, but again, this is pulling back. If you want to jump back in later, because you see it's pulling back up, but you're taking a look at the 1 hour, what do you clearly see? It's coming back, hitting resistance against our moving averages. And for the long haul, it should drop further. Okay, that's a fine example. So let's see if we can find one more. This is the US session. So I'm going back to my 15. Okay. And I'm just dragging and dropping, seeing if I see anything tasty. There will be days where there won't be anything tasty at all. And if that's the case, you move on. Here was one right here. But this again was the London session. Boom, boom, stop loss, boom. So let's take a look at this one. It was a little sloppy looking, but hey, 36 pips. How much did it make? Drove those down to 53 pips. Still, you're looking good. Okay, but that was the London session. Okay, this is nothing much. And here's the thing: if you don't see anything tasty, don't force it. Okay, don't force anything. We don't force trades. If you don't see it, just come back tomorrow. See if you find something. Okay. But again, I recommend do this strategy an hour after the London market open and after the New York session open. And the reason why is because news events are pretty much finished by that time. And the market is pretty much settled down a bit. Okay. Because as you guys know, the spike real good on you on news events. So you don't want to jump in on news events. Here was another one. Okay. And I missed this one. This is the USD Mexican peso. Let me refresh my screen. I'm not sure why it's not showing everything there. USD Mexican peso. Let's see. There we go. USD Mexican peso. See, 15-minute and it dropped. Nice little move. Okay. But we would have had to come in early on this one. But actually, yeah, this one was not one that happened at this time. But basically, as you can see, now the peso doesn't measure the same way in pips. So that's a different story. But as you can see on the 15-minute, it works pretty good. All right, here we go. Here we got gold right here. And I missed this one here. Let's see, it's 8:30. So that's right after. Markets open, let me be clear. Markets open for US at 7 a.m. Central Time, 8 a.m. Eastern, okay? So you can start searching during any of those times. I just simply recommend to wait until at least an hour afterwards to give enough time for the market to settle down after news events. But again, you can look at any one of those times. Also during the London session. London session opens 1 a.m. Central Time, 2 a.m. Eastern, I believe it is. And so you can start looking during those times. But again, if there's news events, at least let them pass a little bit just to make absolutely sure, because you got to remember the risk is also increased on the time, on the 15-minute, because of the news events. When you're dealing with a 4-hour time frame, it typically absorbs all of that stuff, so you don't really see it. But when you're dealing with the shorter time frames, it'll give you quicker pips. But at the same time, if you're catching it during news sessions, it could be moving nicely and then just instantly fall back on you, and it'll hit your stop loss because your stop loss is tighter. So look at this one for an example. If we were to take this one, what we have done okay with it. So basically that's the 15. Here's the 30. We have triples on the 30, as you can see right there. Let's see a 1 hour. 1 hour triples right there as well. See, so even now on this pullback that it's doing, this is not bad if you want to run it for the long haul, okay, on the long distance, because here's the 1 hour charts where it had the triples beforehand. Okay, let me do this, give you guys another example. See, this is the 1 hour. So right there, and it ran down, nice good pips. Now you have triples coming back the other way, crossing another moving average. This is not a bad entry time on this one. But on the 15, as you can see, it's the same exact thing. We're not changing anything. In order to increase and decrease the size of your screen, just pull right there. So as you can see right here, you could have did a perfect entry right there for a good little number of pips. So that one ran pretty good. You would have got paid pretty nicely on that one. Of course, gold doesn't measure in pips either. Has a different measurement, but basically, as you know, that would have been some pretty good stuff. And you could have got out right there at the tip of the lines, or the AA lines. Okay, so anyway, just showing you guys a couple of examples. Let me show you one more that I saw. Look at that one. See, and this is a lot of people said I don't trade the Dow, which some of your brokers do have. Yeah, but look at this move. See, the system works. It works. So here's what you could have did on this one. Now this one right here, you would have got in right here. Now you would have rolled it to the top of the line. Okay. Now that's about 132. Now this does not measure in pips either because it's a US Dow. But again, I'm just showing you that if you want to do the 15, you can. Let's go and take a look. That's a little sloppy. Let's bring that back. Okay, right here had directional support. You see, it's not the triple arrows, but it had directional support. He had 3 things saying, yes, it's a potential to go up. Okay, and basically all this looks like is a retracement back to the top, creating a double top on the 1 hour. See right there, top, or triple top, whatever. But the point is that on the 15, it showed opportunity right there. From the bottom of the channels, that lined up, There we go. Let's take a look at Uncle Pappy. See what Uncle P said. Uncle P said the same thing. See? Boom. And you just run it to the top of the channels. Or if you're trading currencies, which measures in pips, you would just run it for 20 pips, 20 or 30 pips, get in and get out. But again, as you can see, your stop loss, and let's go back to that one more time, your stop loss would have been pretty tight because from here, from your entry to here, it's pretty tight. So you would have noticed, even using theirs, that's about 7 pips, but then you would have made, what, about 12? And they don't measure in pips, but I'm just saying, you made more on the move than you risked on the trade. That's the bottom line. Okay, you made more on the move than you did risk on the trade. So if this is something you want to do and incorporate into your strategy, I recommend go right ahead and do it. This works. But again, just want to make sure that you see some kind of directional support. And I would use the triples more for that. Okay. See, you didn't have all 3 arrows, but you had something here, as you can see. Okay. Right there. You had something there. Okay. All right. Enough of this video. Just want to give you guys some samples because after we do the class, you have access to this so I can show you some samples of what you can look at and stuff like that. Okay. All right, so hopefully everybody's having a blessed day. Oh, that's the 30, so that's the 15. Hope you're having a blessed day, and I'll put this video up later on after we do the class this evening.